Now, we mentioned a moment ago that Shay has been working with some young people on an intergenerational community project. And Siobhan Reynolds, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Pierce.
You're the community officer here at the ICC, and you've come with a couple of students from Sacred Heart. Violet, hi Violet.
Hello.
And Ava, hi Ava. Siobhan, you've been working on a project, Shay described it as the elders passing down some wisdom and receiving some in return from young people.
Yes, Pierce. It's a great project to be part of. It's something I kind of ran in Dublin before, and it was such wonderful engagement. I think sometimes elderly people don't really get to meet younger people. Sometimes we're working off prejudices that we have and biases, from maybe that the younger people might have about elderly people, that they're not out, that they're kind of immobile, or that they're not really functioning the way you expect or would like to function. And for them to meet people who are in their late 80s, early 90s, and to see them dancing, writing, singing, it's just so uplifting. And I think for all of us to see people who are so highly functional, it's very aspirational living and aspirational aging. And then for the elderly people to be reassured that young people are still good and kind and very interested in learning about them. So it's a series of different workshops that we're doing, whereby we kind of model interviewing, photography and cinematography with Shay and Noel and Franco, and they observed us at work. And now, guys, tomorrow these guys are going to be leading the initiative. They're going to be the cinematographer, the photographer, the interviewer. So it's a wonderful opportunity for them to acquire those practical skills and to have this kind of communication, this interaction. And it's going to culminate in an exhibition in the Sacred Heart and in the Irish Cultural Centre to help celebrate our 30th anniversary. So there'll be an exhibition upstairs of the photographs and captions, and then a screening of the film as well downstairs.
Wow, that sounds marvellous. Violet, tell us a little bit about what have you been doing as your part of the project?
So as part of my project, I'm with 3 other girls my age in my classes, and we're all taking part. We're talking to this older woman. So she's actually my brother's best friend's grandma. So right. I am it's a bit difficult, but we do know her, and she's a lovely lady. She's absolutely wonderful. I've taken on the role of interviewer. So with the help of Siobhan, we're culminating questions, asking things about her life. What was her experiences? How was it travelling to London? Did she experience discrimination? What was her career like? Really things that could cover her whole lifespan. And I think it's really interesting. They're really inspirational people. I mean, I think we learn equally from each other. And like Siobhan said, it's really nice to see them getting involved, coming here to the Cultural Centre, talking to people. And yeah, it's such a great experience.
Oh, sounds brilliant. Ava, what have you been doing as your bit?
I've been doing an interview as well, and I'm with 3 other girls, same as Violet. We're interviewing a fashion designer, and she's lovely, Margaret. She was talking about her childhood and how she got with lots of brothers and sisters and moving here to London, and it's just a really nice experience, just to interview someone part of the older age, just to talk to them about their experience and like growing up.
So, and Violet, did you find that you were surprised but how much of your experience was the same as an old person who, 2 generations ahead of you?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think we also talked to her about like her morals growing up, and how back at home when she was younger it was about homework and getting into the textbooks, and she's always aspired to be a teacher. So actually it's quite it's quite interesting to see how we share some similar viewpoints on life, and actually how she's very passionate about what she does, which I think is truly admirable, something I want to do when I'm older. So I think it's really interesting to see that, even when she's like miles ahead of me in every point of life. But yeah.
And Ava, you both of you have mentioned that the subject that you're talking to came to London when they were younger. You've both grown up in London. Was that interesting to talk to someone who had to come to London as an adult?
It seems like it could have been really challenging. It seems like it could have been really challenging coming from a place you didn't know of, and experiencing what it's like, and not having a lot of Irish people around here, and not all, like, it's a new environment. It seems like it's really nice to know that now that we've got the Irish Cultural Centre, and there's other things that like other Irish people can bring together.
Siobhan, it sounds absolutely fantastic project. I mean, the two young people you've brought in are really enthused by it, and actually you both sound like you're really better than I am anyway. What's it mean to the Irish Cultural Centre and to the wider community to create projects like this as kind of glue?
Well, I think the Irish Cultural Centre is embedded in Hammersmith community, and I think it's a wonderful kind of reach out to have something that's a strong tether. I think the Irish population was once so vibrant in Hammersmith, and we're kind of holding on to vestiges of that, and we have the stories, and these two who are here with us today are actually second and third generation Irish, and it's wonderful for the elderly members like John Hurley. It's one of our
fabulous poet.
Yeah, fabulous poet who frequents the place and teaches poetry at 88. A phenomenal man. But to hear how different Hammersmith was then, how thriving it was with the dance halls, what a wonderful social life they had, and how communities become a little fractured. It's much more individualised, and I think they were telling us those stories, and it's kind of sad that financially their children, while they can afford to live in Fulham, their children can't afford to live beside them. So their friends have become their family in a way. So it's great to hear and to create stronger links with the Irish community that are current in Hammersmith, but it's kind of exposing some of the fractures in Hammersmith as well, and how we can maybe help to reconstruct stronger links amongst second and third and first generation Irish.
Violet, are you enjoying learning about the experiences of the elders, or are you really interested in learning the techniques that wise people like Shay are teaching you?
I think it's a very balanced combination of both, actually. I think the practical skills are great. I mean, with Siobhan, we've learned amazing techniques on talking to people, how to do that effectively, what to do in those situations, what questions to ask. But as well as that, even just being surrounded by these people that have had, such unique life experiences. So, like this really experienced poet, or like these knitters or dressmakers when they came here at such young ages. It's really interesting to see, well, that's how you lived your life. And even just a few years older than me, they were taking on such huge tasks at such a young age. And so, I think it's a combination of both, learning how to talk to them, but also how to learn from them.
And Ava, what have you learned about interviewing? Is there anything, I could use a few tips.
It seems like it's great because it's socially, you get to learn how to talk to people more, and you learn skills on how articulate you can be and how you can deep further and learn not just more open questions.
We can't wait for the show. Do you know when it's going to be, the exhibition and the film?
We hope, I think the 28th of April is when the Sacred Heart has a culture night. Yeah, so it is. For Seamus, is very busy editing, putting it all together. He's doing a phenomenal job. He's a true pro. And we hope then to have it, I think, later in the summer for the 30th anniversary of the ICC. So we haven't secured a date just yet for that.
We can't wait. And we couldn't finish this without asking Shay, what have you learnt from the young people?
I want to go back to my childhood.
Thank you so much. And
thank you.
Best of luck.
Wonderful.
Best
Thank
of luck
you.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Wow.